It's not about just going after Russia when they violate human rights. It's about who we are. How could I be the president of the United States of America and not speak out against the violation of human rights? I told him that unlike other countries, including Russia, we're uniquely a product of an idea. You've heard me say this before again and again. I'm going to keep saying it. What's that idea? We don't derive our rights from the government. We possess them because we're born, period. And we yield them to a government. They're really showing themselves to do really well. Come on, man.
Unbelievable. Well, that's it. You heard from the commander-in-chief. We yield our rights to the government. Hello, Joe, please stop it.
Maybe he should read those documents again.
Are you?
Hey, do you think they'll fit on a note card for him?
Oh, my goodness. I'm telling you, it's if this guy wasn't a president, he would be, the front of so many jokes. But comedians can't even speak anymore. They can't even write comedy. Comedy's out.
We have comedy here.
We have comedy.
You've come to the right place.
Absolutely.
Folks. Yeah.
And good evening to everyone. This is Al Flowers, joined by Jeff Zapp. And we're on the bubble here at Talk One Radio Studios and on the Talk One Radio Network just for you. So listen, if you want to call in, we're available. 1-843-800-1492.
Happy Friday, everybody.
Oh,
glad to be back in the saddle with you, brother.
Amen. It's only 82 degrees out there. The weekend might be a little wet. Let's hope not. I know somebody's got a big birthday tomorrow. So.
Oh, really? No, you're right. My daughter turns the sweet 16 tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I've been planning on getting that squared away, definitely. But looks like there might be.
Oops, sorry.
That's all right.
Squirrel.
It looks like there potentially could be a little bit of rain, but I'm telling you, this morning when I woke up, absolutely beautiful outside in the low country, man. Did you all get out and enjoy that beautiful weather this morning?
Yeah.
Nice breeze.
Oh, that was awesome.
Lower humidity.
I was on the glider.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was thinking, we're talking like with wings?
No. Like on the front porch.
Yeah,
like,
gotcha. Yeah, I got you.
Got the newspaper going.
Nice.
Yeah.
Coffee kick in and chilling.
Just chill.
All those major headlines. There's been so much happening in the news too, right?
Right.
Oh my goodness.
It's off the hook. I mean,
yeah.
Kamala on the border. She considers herself on the border, being 800 miles away from the border.
She got really upset, I guess, when she was asked the question. I've been here before. Like,
yeah, right.
This year?
What, on vacation or what?
I come to El Paso all the time.
Yeah.
El
Paso is, to the border like Savannah is to Chicago.
It's like between her age and Biden talking like this.
Oh, man. It's too creepy to even talk about.
Yeah. Well, hey, at least, like I said, if you order your F-15 or your nuclear weapons from Amazon, they'll deliver them for you. So, because your Second Amendment rights, you don't need them anymore, according to Joseph R. Biden.
No, Joe is.
You don't need that 30-round clip.
He's got his guy in the ATF. Look out below.
Oh, man.
Chipper there. He cannot wait. He's like, where's my crown and where's my big velvet chair? Where do I sit?
It just gets stranger every day.
Here they come.
Yeah. He's definitely got his handlers. I mean, if you listen to those sound bites that you played.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm not trying to make, it's sad. It is sad. But at the same time, it's like, I got to imagine all the nations across the world are like,
well, you listen. I listen to quite a bit of here. Yeah, I listen to quite a bit of Australian.
Yeah, that's
news.
Right. You said that. You do watch
and the New Zealand news, and
right.
They're about the middle of the road here. They have both parties, clicking and clacking over there. I mean, they have their troubles, but they just scratch their head and go, "This is a representative of the United States of America."
Yeah.
Wow.
Well. What's that? Not my president.
Yeah.
So-
And that's, we heard that for 4 years, right?
Yeah. Oh, we're not allowed to say that now. That's been captured by the Democrats. You're not allowed to say that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
copywritten.
they get really Kamala angry at you if
Right.
you, yeah, they're gonna go Kamala on you. I don't know. It's I can't explain it. I just, like I said, this whole Twilight Zone we've been in for so many months now. When are we going to get back to normal? And we've
Yeah.
had so much breaking news, man. You said the other day, I looked that up, and I still find this strange. The Navy testing the Gerald R. Ford,
Yeah.
100,
Aircraft carrier.
yeah,
100 miles
100
away.
Now that's again, I'm not being, people are going to, oh, you're QAnon conspiracy theorist. No, I'm just saying the last time they did it was, I think, 1987. They usually do those tests out in the deep water of the Pacific. What were
Yeah.
they thinking? 100 miles off the coast of Florida.
Right. Like nobody's going to hear or feel that.
Yeah, it was like a 3.7
Yeah,
on the Richter scale.
3.89.
Okay, well, there you go.
There you go.
And you know, it's not it's a logarithmic scale, right? It's not linear. So yeah, a 5 is much just more stronger than a 4, or
Right.
an 8.
Yes.
You know, so it's a logarithmic scale, and it's
No tsunami off of this thing.
yeah, no tsunami. But don't you find that strange?
Yeah, I do.
It's odd.
Yeah. Right.
Like, why
Well-
did they just say, oh, by the way, that that little quake that you felt was, we were doing a little testing with the Gerald R. Ford, aircraft carrier. You know, we do that. Well, we haven't done it since 1987, but
Right.
we do it regularly,
We just wanted to show.
and we do it 100 miles off the coast of Florida. That's odd. And then, of course, we saw. Did you see the breaking news with that in Surfside? Is it Florida? That
Yeah.
condominium,
Yeah, North Miami. Yeah. Dropped.
yeah, in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
What? Again, strange things, man.
Well, I mean, it was built, what, in the 80s?
Yeah, 1981. But those
Flat out.
buildings are inspected, are they not?
Hey,
I mean,
you would think, right? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
we have inspectors here for the
I'm
county.
not a civil engineer. I'm just
that-
saying it just seems strange that whole building, you know,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, yeah.
Let me give you an example of inspectors.
Oh, not
know,
not the Sun City pool.
No, not yet. The pool, we are going to be talking about that.
Karen.
We're going to be talking about that later on.
See how we bring that back, folks. We're having fun. It's Fun Friday. We always do this, joking around,
Slams back
tweaking
in.
each other.
There you
Yeah,
go.
go ahead. Tell
So,
me the story.
no, I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh.
Thanks.
No, you said code and buildings
listen,
and
we
stuff.
we have hail here occasionally, right?
Hail, yes.
Hail, yes. So, of course, they bring around the inspector after the roofs are replaced to make sure that it's within code.
Right.
He doesn't get out of the car. He uses binoculars to make sure that.
I thought you were going to say a drone.
No,
He gets this drone and he gets
no. I wish he got a drone. It would make me happy if he had a drone.
no issues here, Al. Everything looks tidy. Yeah. My dad loved
There's a
binoculars.
little bit
I like binoculars
Get those
too. Not for
pines
peeping
drawn in.
Tom reasons, but I love binoculars because we get all these birds in the backyard.
Right.
But I don't know about him. I mean, do you have to take like a certified course for that? You have to be certified, I would think,
Well,
right?
I'm sure you
For
have to be.
insurance adjustment purposes and all that.
Well, in Beaufort County, who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is
Maybe.
my lead in that I was saying it's just strange that the building collapses. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
what about all the buildings around it? I mean,
Well, the
if it built in
inspection-
81,
I think the inspections, they go down and have a hamburger across the street from the building and, a couple
well,
Cuban coffees, and they're good for to go.
hey, everything looks dandy
Yeah,
here.
I think the place looks great.
Yeah. Well, yeah, let's have a small fry together. Let's split that. I don't know, but it is sad. And I think that, again, we're just like in this, there's too many strange stories, man. I mean, and then McAfee,
Yeah.
he Epsteined himself. Come on, man.
Well, that's what they're saying. It appears he took his own life. His wife says there's no way he took his own
He
life.
wasn't suicidal. He said he had. Did you see that tattoo on his
Yeah.
whacked?
Yeah.
That dude. I mean,
He was
he's-
getting ready to get extradited, by the way. So
yeah. On
on a $4 million note for the IRS.
that's like a drop in the bucket
Oh,
for
for that
him.
guy.
Seriously. I mean, that's not a. Again, I'm just pushing back a little bit to say let's clear the air here and tell the pink elephant to step out of the room. But the reality is, it's like what that guy he's always been like on the cutting edge of controversy,
Right.
right? very, very intelligent. And there was some stuff that he got into because did you hear that story where he gave these really nice computers to folks in the Belize government? Did you see? He had he had like spyware on there. But the thing was, he was like, he's like, yeah, and I found out a lot of information about, he was basically finding out things that kind of like here in our nation, what we've witnessed the past 18 months, what we thought was true was actually false or propaganda. And he found a lot of stuff. So anyway, I'm not sure. I guess we'll have to wait and see. We'll probably not find out any information because they're going to sweep it under the rug like they did with Epstein.
Yeah. It's
right.
Yeah.
Breaking news. Jeffrey Epstein, kills himself in a jail cell.
Right.
How does that happen? Oh my goodness.
With the help of two other gorillas. That's two other guys with crooked noses came in and said, "Hey, we're your new cellmates."
That isn't it. I mean, how you doing, huh? This is Vinny Boom Bots, and don't pay any attention about that. Yeah, either that or he's in a I don't know. I'm not going to get into the theories.
Give the guards a couple tokens, told them to go play the video game.
I love the Space Invaders. That's incredible. Can we play Galaga next? With Donkey Kong Jr.
Yeah, we gave them a couple tokens and a lunch bag full of money and told them to take a powder, which they certainly did down to the cafeteria to, enjoy.
Here's
lunch.
a bottle of bourbon. Go enjoy yourself. 2 glasses and some rocks.
There you go.
Y'all have a great night. We're going to go take care of Mr. Jeffrey Epstein down the way.
Right. He's got a little cough.
He's got a little cough.
We're going to see if we can open up his airway or whatever.
Yeah, I could tell the comments are going to come flying in. What are you guys talking about tonight?
Everything. Well, before we get too far gone, I wanted to say that the resident board of director volunteer, our friend Anna Marie Tabernac, is coming in at 8:00. She'll be on board with us. Take your calls.
8:00 tonight.
Yeah. So if you have, a question about the pool, you can ask her yourself.
Hey, I like that. Can I ask?
Yeah, you can.
I don't live there,
know
but
more about that than I do.
I'm gonna raise holy heck, man. I'm closing the pool early.
It's at 8:00.
Well, I would think things probably quiet down over there pretty early, right? Or you got partying in
there's not too many
retirement computer. Well, probably you.
Well,
no, you're an early to bed, early to rise kind of guy, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah.
Well, with the nude swimming and all that, I can't stop myself.
Stop right there. That's a little TMI. I don't need to hear about that.
Yeah.
But at any rate, so what do you got planned for this weekend coming up? Anything big? Any exciting stuff you've got?
No, not at all.
Really?
Well, we have a busy Sunday.
Okay.
It's a monster Sunday. We have church, tennis, and we're going to school at church. So
going to school at church?
Yeah. The for the members,
Oh, okay.
New members, I guess.
Oh, okay.
We're not a member of that church, but we're, investigating.
Very good. I understand.
Taking a look.
Well, good.
Taking a look. So we'll see what happens. You never know. Ask them a few questions.
They take a blood sample.
Yeah. Why are you sweating? These questions are not difficult. Your answers seem rehearsed.
Yeah.
So we're hoping for a good time. Saturday, Linda's swimming all day, seemingly, and
she enjoys swimming.
Yeah, I'm pretty free. So I know tomorrow you have.
Tomorrow's a big birthday party. I've got family in. We're going to be getting a chance to get together. So yeah, it just means I'm getting older and wiser, man. That's what it means. My hair recedes, and
right.
Children grow up, and they leave the household.
Yep.
So, but yeah, should be good. And we got a busy week. At Engage the Right, we've got a busy week coming up. Lori will be in Columbia next Wednesday for the ad hoc committee. She'll be providing her testimony there to the oversight ad hoc committee, I believe. So that'll be next week, and then we have the 4th of July, and that's it. I can't believe
It's so on us.
it isn't crazy. It's like I remember sitting here in the studio earlier this year talking about we're coming up to the 6th of January, right? We're getting certification.
Yep.
And then really it was just I call it like this fog of war almost. It's kind of like we get through that, this incident happens on the 6th. They're able to use that as a very sharp, weapon, if you will, narrative to push and make us all into these white extremist domestic terrorists, basically, if we're conservative.
Right.
And then we just kind of spent, and it seems like, I don't know, for me, by the time we started getting close to spring, then all of a sudden, with more and more new information coming out, as we learned about what really transpiring in the election of last fall, and this COVID news, Fauci and the gain of function research, it just all of a sudden, boom, now here we are getting ready to celebrate the 4th of July.
Yeah.
So, in fact, last year, everything was pretty much shut down. I was looking at the island packet. I don't know if you had a chance to look at to see where, what's going to be happening. They're going to be having fireworks, of course, out at Shelter Cove again.
That's very nice.
I personally just like to stay around
Away
the
from
house.
there,
Yeah,
I don't
away
know.
from everybody. 2 years ago, we were in Washington, D.C. for the big celebration. That was amazing. We were right down there in front of the national, the reflecting pond.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right. And actually, we were probably 100 yards away from where the president was, and
Oh,
it
wow.
was, yeah, it was really great. We got soaked though. Like we had to wait in line. We had to go through security. And Lori's like, no, I really wanted to be there. I'm like, okay, I really don't like being around a lot of people in that. And then
Gotcha.
in any occasion, but this one,
Yeah.
you were pretty much jammed in. But it had rained, and then the rain stopped, and president came out and had flyovers. It was great. In the fireworks. We left a little bit early, so we missed the entire firework display. But it was really cool to be down there. It's truly special, to see
Right.
that. But last year, yeah, we didn't do much, and I think the same thing with this year. I think we're just gonna spend some family time together, How about you?
We're not going to do anything, I don't think. I think it's more so of a neighborhood type of deal. I think we're just going to
Yeah,
chill out with some neighbors, maybe.
very
S-
good.
We get some good friends across the street from us, and we stay out of each other's way.
Throw some brats on the barbecuer, and
Maybe so.
and
Maybe some of those sailing hot dogs. Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Harken back to the old Buffalo days. Gotta have 'em.
Buffalo
I want
Bills.
to play this in a bad way, so I'm going to do it now.
Yeah, let's hear it. What do you got for us?
I'm going to play this.
Waiting for relief. I got them $1.9 trillion relief so far. They're going to be getting checks in the mail that are consequential this week for childcare. A lot has been happened already, number one. Number two, I'm going to fight like heck to get them the rest of what I think has to be done.
It's crazy, man.
And these are really tough decisions, Senator. I don't in any way dismiss what Senator Murphy says about the environment. Don't dismiss it at all. Just remind him, I wrote the bill on the environment. Why would I not be for it? The question is, how much can we get done? And I'm not being critical of y'all. I really mean this. It was legitimate questions you're asking me. Asking me, well, guess what? Employers can't find workers.
Listen to this.
I said, yeah, pay them more. This is an employees bargaining chip now. What's happening?
See that, folks?
They're going to have to
You need to
compete and
know
start
anymore.
paying hardworking people a decent wage. And
I don't
by the
know.
way,
Do you need,
talk of inflation.
you need
The
to know
overwhelming consensus
anymore
is going to
about
pop up
this
a little
guy?
bit and then go back down.
It's going to pop up.
I don't know what's creepier, the whispering, or when he's caressing these young girls
People,
and
yeah.
giving them kisses and
Right.
caressing their hair and fondling. It's like, oh man,
Yeah.
that's just
Or
weird.
telling a 6-year-old,
Did-
I just love those berets in her
Yeah.
hair. Just look at her over there. Look at her.
I don't know.
That is,
they attacked Trump for all the time before and during and even after office. But that's strange, folks. If you don't find that strange,
Yeah, that's not normal
yeah,
behavior.
the lights are on, but nobody's home. Phone's ringing off hook.
I know. I wrote it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Take it easy, Joe. You're in charge. Okay. I think.
The tyranny. I don't know. That's
Right. Continues.
yeah. The tyranny continues. The beatings will continue until there's total submission. Yeah. and about the part the other day of the clip about vaccinated. If you're vaccinated, did you see that clip where it's if you're vaccinated, you're okay, or if you're he is like he couldn't get his words out.
Well, Latinx, he calls them Latinx. He said, blacks aren't getting vaccinated because of the Tuskegee Airmen.
What?
And
I didn't hear this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
I'll try
goodness.
to dig the clip up. It was a classic.
Oh
He
boy.
says because they were used as some type of guinea pigs, the Tuskegee Airmen. So I understand that.
Yeah.
That they're not, the whole race is unable to take the vaccination.
But yet everybody's being used as a guinea pig
Yeah.
right now. That
Well,
right?
also, the Latinx. He calls Latinos Latinx.
He made that up on the fly, or what?
Right on the fly, made up a new word.
Wow.
Webster was called. They will be putting Latinx. Right next.
Can I incorporate that into my politically correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get that senator from Hawaii on the horn with this Latinx. I wonder what the La Raza has to say about Joe.
Boy. They're probably not too happy.
Are you happy
Joe so
with
far,
them?
Biden.
You voted for him? They continue to brag about how the black race and the brown people voted for Joe. Finally got him out. What a shocker.
The strange thing is, and did we not recognize, or at least we saw that Trump garnered more black votes, more Hispanic,
Sure.
more Asian, more, I mean, across the board.
Right.
This guy that's whispering, he garnered 80 million votes. Get out of here, man.
Right.
You can't even say that with a straight face unless you're like Brian Stelter or whatever, Stelter,
Right.
Don Lemon and some of these other folks, Rachel Maddow.
Yeah.
Come on, really?
I want
Seriously, you're out of your flipping mind.
I want Don Lemon to, lecture me about my whiteness and my white privilege as he, lays his head down to go to sleep in a $4 million home in Sags Harbor, and makes $2 million.
Totally normal.
Yeah, $2 million a year.
Hey, that money buys a lot.
He's married to a white guy.
Right.
So, I mean, what do you do with that guy? What do you get him crawling around the floor with the dog collar on? I'm sure, serving the master.
That's an interesting.
I mean, that's how insane this has gotten.
Yeah.
We are letting a small sliver of Americana run the boat. I don't know how that happened, but it happened in this last election. And now people are emboldened with this new, it's like liquor muscles.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think, this is just Jeff's theory on this whole uniparty thing, that for so long, for decades, we've been, those of us have been like Democrat or Republican. These are private parties. They really are.
Right.
And they say that you're important. What's important is your money. Yeah, that's what's important.
Exactly.
We gotta raise the money. I mean, look at here in South Carolina. Like I said the other night when Tracy was on the show,
Indeed.
Which was a great show, by the way. And for those that are labeled as, oh, he had Tracy on QAnon or conspiracy theorists. Hey, obviously you don't read very much, and I'm not trying to belittle you, but you're missing the point here. It's all about getting to the truth. And part of that is, if you haven't been to Uncover DC, I said it was another investigative journalist that was trying to do the right thing. So if you haven't read, and if you just want to label people certain things, you can do that, but you're misinformed. So getting back to my story, my belief is Democrat or Republican. Sidney Powell said the other day on one of the interviews, uniparty. So they love to take your money and they love to get you all fired up. It's like, as my friend said the other day to me, Jeff, it's all been entertainment for many years. And it makes sense, because every time that we see somebody come up to be primary, there's like, I don't really feel good about this person, right? but it's like they've already been chosen for you, so to speak.
Right.
And then, where were all the Republicans, especially here, the leadership within the South Carolina GOP, the GOP in general? After that debacle in November, we saw stop the county, folks. We stop the county. We got a water main break. And, and then simultaneously, you can't make this stuff up. And then, nobody, we'll have a special commission that we appoint. Yeah. It's like the old, I'm with the government and I'm here to help you. Yeah. Yeah. And the glove comes on. Oh, no, you're going to assume the position on that one. We're going to dig deep. Know what? I think that what we're starting to realize, and this is the quote, the great awakening, whatever you want to call it, more and more people, the sleeping giant, are waking up and saying, this is a bunch of BS, man. It doesn't pass the sniff test.
Right.
So you're telling me all these elitists, these globalists that are up at this party, it's more like an oligarchy. They're really the ones that are saying this and that, but it's just a bunch of BS and talking points. They kick the can down the road. They never balance the budget. They don't get anything passed. And pointing the fingers at each other, it makes it look like it's a really great, debate or whatever, Mitch McConnell versus, what's the other guy's name from New York? You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about. You don't? Oh, yeah. Well, the majority leader. I can't believe I can see his face.
Mitch McConnell.
No, that's he's the minority leader now.
Right.
Yeah, but you know who I'm talking about. Pelosi's buddy.
Oh, Chuck Schumer.
Chucky. Thank you. Chuck Schumer. Yeah, but hey, we're both maybe. We got to lay off the drinking on Friday nights.
Coming up on break.
Yeah. So that's, again, before we go to hard break, that's my thing is they love taking your money, right? And they say they're going to do all this great. And then they get it up there in Washington or even, state, and then nothing happens. And it just perpetuates itself. But listen, I think I've said this before. We've got to get to the bottom of what happened. And even those states, we talked about this earlier. If I have a business and a person comes in, financially independent audit, takes a look at my books, make sure I'm doing everything, according to what I say I'm doing it, and it's legitimate, then great. There should be no reason. There should be no pushing back on any of these audits. I think it's great for the American people. We need to make sure that we have election integrity, because if we find out that there's not any integrity, then this has all been a lie. And for many decades.
How long? Yeah.
Well, that's it. How many? They said, well, we had Nancy on the other night, Nancy May. She said, well, it happens in every election. My goodness, folks, we can't move forward. And there were some fireworks last night. We can get the next segment and talk about that, the local GOP meeting. We have Lynn Wood here that's in our neighborhood in Beaufort County now.
Sure, right.
And there's nothing wrong with asking questions. That's the thing. Just because I'm asking questions doesn't make me a conspiracy theorist.
Right.
No, it makes me I'm looking for the truth and the facts.
Right.
And don't just say squirrel and have me look over there, because that's not it. So we're going to a hard break. We'll be back in a minute.
Vineyard Assisted Living is a nurturing community with customized care, programming, and amenities that aim to engage and inspire. At Vineyard, we don't just care for you, we care about you, which is why we personalize our programming and care levels to each resident's passions and needs, stimulating mind, body, and soul. Find out more about how you or your loved one can thrive at Vineyard. Email info@vineyardbluffton.com or call 843-612-0700.
Attention active military, exiting military, veterans, police, firefighters, and EMTs. Do you have a business idea but need a little help getting it off the ground? Well, the Don Ryan Center for Innovation in Bluffton can help. Their Heroes program provides experienced guidance from mentors and business professionals to help launch and grow your business. Contact Brad Barnett, Heroes Program Director, at 843-540-7039 or visit their website at donryancenter.com.
Hello, everybody. Jimmy here at Underground Burritos, your restaurant-inspired, taste-delivered, ready-to-heat meat burrito company. Also got them great, hot and ready. Hey, we moved locations this year over on May River Road, right here in the heart of Old Town Bluffton. Come give us a shout. Come pick up some great burritos. And hey, guys, look, we're teaming up with Talk One Radio to bring you a great new radio show called Restaurant Talk. Look forward to hearing from you. Stop by. Have a great day.
Looking for a barbershop with a traditional feel? Well, look no further. Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop is the Low Country's place to receive a top quality haircut or straight razor shave. You'll enjoy a family environment where everyone is welcomed and the refreshments are on the house. Joe's is located at 23 Johnston Way in Bluffton and open 7 days a week. For old school service and quality, makes Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop your go-to place for the finest haircut and shave in the Low Country. Call 843-757-5637 or visit www.joesclassiccuts.com today for your next appointment.
No time for fitness? Unsure of what to do when you walk into the gym? The eFit Club uses eGym and Matrix technology combined with personal training to easily guide you through your workout. It's the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to improve your health. The eFit Club is suitable for all adults, and our members are reporting amazing results. The eFit Club is located in Bluffton at the Belfair Town Village Shopping Center. Mention Alan or Roman of Talk One Radio, and you'll receive a special discounted membership. It's your time to get fit. Change your fitness, change your life.
Vineyard Memory Care Community assists those with memory loss to thrive through wellness-enhanced programs promoting independence and mobility while receiving the care and support they need. At Vineyard, we don't just care for you, we care about you and enhance the quality of individuals with dementia while providing their loved ones peace of mind. Find out more about how your loved one can thrive at Vineyard. Email info@vineyardbluffton.com. Call today, 843-612-0700.
The only conservative talk radio where you are more important than the host. Talk One Radio. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, folks. Thanks for hanging with us, and thanks for your comments on the chat line. That's
Well, it's firing up tonight, huh?
yeah, we appreciate it, and
Yeah, it's
you
great
know,
to-
your point of view is just as valid as mine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And hey, all I can tell you is feel free to call in 1-843-800-1492.
Yeah, would love to hear your point of view. We know, listen, that's what Talk One Radio is all about. Somebody said we're disingenuous. Not at all. It's all about authenticity here.
Yeah,
You may not agree with what I'm saying. I may not agree with what you're saying. At the end of the day, we're going to defend your right to say it. So whether you're a new listener, a longtime listener, that's what this is about. See, what we're trying to do is get back to a public debate. They used to have these frequently.
right.
And it's always easy to label somebody or sling mud at somebody else and label them
Yeah.
as a quack or a nut or a conspiracy theorist, debunked or whatever that is.
Right.
But let's talk facts. Let's talk about statistics. Let's look at the truth.
Yeah, we appreciate your feedback, man.
Yeah.
Don't think that we're being wise guys about it.
Not at all.
You know,
But the public square is for open debate.
absolutely.
That's what the First Amendment's about. Period.
Period. Right. That's it.
So call in 843-800-1492. We got about 20 minutes or so before Tab
Yeah.
joins us.
Love to introduce yourself, and you know, we'll meet you at the Y.
So, so the interesting thing last night that I was saying at the Republican meeting, I was not there, by the way. But like I said, Lynn has moved to the neighborhood, and he was challenging the current chairman, Drew McKissick, and that, of course, McKissick won.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just asking, a question, and one of the attendees, I guess, got irate, like it was State Senator Shane Massey, and he was trying to answer the question. It was going back and forth, and anyway, there was an attendee that got let him answer the question, got really heated, and anyways, they ended up like ending the meeting. I wasn't there, so I can't comment, but it was just
well, I mean, who
more
was,
political.
Who was not being allowed to speak?
No, I think Lynn was asking a question about election integrity, about like somebody had commented about the Arizona audit, some of the other audits that are in the process of being conducted, I should say.
Right.
Maricopa has not finished theirs. But I know, was it Matt DePerno up in Antrim County, Michigan, with the whole vote switching thing that they were doing the forensic audit there. And so,
They say that their GOP cleared that.
where in Antrim County, Michigan,
Well, in Michigan, yeah.
they clear everything's kosher.
Everything's kosher. That's what their GOP is talking about.
Yeah, and
And that's what our our Czech guy said, or woman. I don't know if it's a guy.
oh, I didn't see that in the chat comments. No, they're I think they're the model that has been used in Maricopa. A lot of the other states have visited that site. They were finishing, I think they finished up today, the paper. They don't have access to the routers and the servers supposedly for a full forensic audit yet. I think that was earlier this year, like in January.
Well, no, I'll think up the.
So they're working on that right now. But again, like I've said, it doesn't matter if you're a business and the IRS says you worked for them before and they come in to conduct an audit. It's not like you say this isn't legitimate. You don't get that say. And at the end of the day, the states should be sovereign for their own individual choices to choose whether or not they conduct an audit. But I think we, the people, if we believe that every single election has been legitimate 100%, we know that's not the case. But what we're just asking about is to have a deeper dive to make sure that, like we've said here in South Carolina, why is it that we continue to find deceased individuals that are still remaining on these voter registration logs? Next door, I think Raffensperger had mentioned that they were going to either remove 100,000 people off their voter registration. Did you see that news article? So this isn't, it's not a new concept. It's been around. Some people say it's voter suppression when you're removing people off the logs. There's got to be a more efficient way to ensure that the integrity of those rolls are being reconciled, cleaned,
Right.
cleaned up, and so on and so
Well,
forth.
I mean, considering the fact that in 16 they were, the Democrats were screaming about,
Oh yeah.
outside interference and the rigged elections, and all of a sudden now they're tweeting about how lovely and how this thing was all wrapped up airtight.
Well, that's the thing. So, there are primarily three main manufacturers of these voting machines, not getting into the software. The technology is really antiquated. And then the other thing is those Democrats that were whining or complaining about the lack of integrity with these machines and the ease with which, through a cybersecurity hack, whether it's Russia or some other threat, could easily get into an e-poll book or to hack into the tabulators, however that is. That was documented in the HBO in the documentary Kill Chain.
Yeah, I
They
saw
did a
that.
really good job in explaining that.
Yeah, the woman demonstrated it right there on camera.
I think it was great. So again, the question is, it's just a simple question, is asking then if CISA comes out and says that the 2020 election was the most secure in the history of our nation, knowing all this other stuff, and subsequently all these things have been coming out, whether you say the audit is a fraud or not, at the end of the day, whoever certifies these ballots, the election results, or more importantly, who's certifying these machines and what's in these machines
Right.
and how the software that are being used to tabulate them. We've mentioned this here in South Carolina. This isn't my opinion. I'm just telling you how it works. When you select on the vote, it spits out a receipt that you then take over to the optical scanner, insert it in. It's not saying, okay, you voted for Al, for Josephine, and all these. No,
It's a barcode.
it's a barcode, and that's used to tabulate.
Right.
Now, they can reconcile that if it's done properly. If you're matching up the votes and so forth, and you know that there's a risk limiting audit that's performed there, you can make sure that's correct. But there's still, that's not getting to the meat and potatoes of a full forensic audit. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to bring this up. Michigan Senate GOP investigation finds no systematic fraud in the 2020 election. So, I mean,
Yeah.
they're the ones blowing their horn. So, it's over. And as far as I'm concerned up there, I mean, not that it was a big big surprise to me in Michigan, but they've exhausted every resource available to it. Antrim County. Yep.
Well, yeah, actually, I believe that particular case was dismissed as well, right? So that they said, hey, it's done. Nothing else to see here, is
Right.
what they said.
Sure.
So, and I don't know what the follow-up is going to be. Again,
Well, now they're talking about, changing the election laws. What really troubles me on this whole thing is
as long as
not
the DOJ, like Georgia, did you see what happened there?
Right.
Well, I thought we were just saying that the states are sovereign. All of a sudden, the DOJ now wants to get involved.
Right. Yeah.
But Barr, again, we're talking, we're not talking, this is nonpartisan here. Oh, we haven't investigated. We haven't found anything to prove that there was anything substantial there.
Right.
But now all of a sudden the DOJ says, oh, we've got to go down the devil one down to Georgia.
Yeah.
We got to check this out.
The thing that worries me is the federalization of our election system and chasing the electoral college out and
well, HR1 failed, right?
Which was
For the People Act,
which was a blessing.
That was a federalization right there.
Right.
I mean, that was a disaster.
That's not,
Well, they've been trying that. That wasn't the first attempt, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you look at that, again, we're the United States. The sovereignty should rest with the states, or most importantly, should rest with we the people. That's my point about the whole election integrity. I don't want to use that, but the election process, free, fair, and transparent. If we don't have that, then we've been bamboozled, and then we're a banana republic or worse.
Right.
That's the thing. And so same people that are saying, well, requiring a voter ID is voter suppression. Really? Yeah. In this nation, look at all the other nations around the world
that require
a
library card. You have to have an ID.
Oh my goodness!
Come on. This is what I'm talking about.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
The squeakiest wheel, the person that is injured, gets the grease.
Yeah.
I mean, if you stand up and say, my life has been one big suppression.
Yep.
I wasn't successful. I still work at Food Lion, bagging groceries, and it's somebody else's fault, and I know who it is.
Right.
It's those damn light-skinned people. And I'm like, what? How you going to go through your life being a victim? And this is what's being trained in our schools and higher education, is it's always someone else's.
There's no accountability.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why should there be?
Right.
Why should there be?
Well, that's what we were just talking about during the break, is this whole COVID relief thing, right?
Oh,
small businesses trying to find reliable employees. Joe says, I pay them more. Yeah. Listen, no, it's
a bargaining chip.
It's a bargaining chip now, is basically what it comes down to. What if that person isn't really worth the fill in the blank, $15 per hour?
Well, you can't pay people that.
And that's the thing, as a small business, you can't, it's the market that determines that.
Right.
If you bring something that's really amazing, then by all means, you're going to be compensated for that. But here's the thing, it's that sense of entitlement. I don't really have to do anything. Obama said, you didn't make that successful, right? It's not your business. You didn't build that.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's a bunch of nonsense.
Right. Of course.
We get back to this concept, like we say here all the time in the program, biblically, you're to love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. You're accountable for your own actions, your own decisions, and that affects how you have relationships with your neighbors, with your family, with your friends, your coworkers, peers, so on and so forth. And how you treat them is so critical, right? But to say that, well, hey, I can just sit on my tuchus and get paid an extra whatever it is for staying at home, that's a disincentivizing somebody.
Sure.
When they should be out working.
Well, that was a big plan. I mean, let's
crushes the middle class. It just devastates it.
Yeah. Right. Get the overview.
Yeah.
You had the president of the United States just got done whispering to, you know,
Yeah.
400 million people that, guess what? Pay them more. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Oh, yeah.
All right. How are you going to do that?
I totally agree.
How are you going to
totally
do
agree.
that? Pay them more? Pay them $20 an hour to hold up a broom, sweep the floor, and stock the shelves?
Yeah.
What are you, out of your mind? These are not career jobs working at Food Lion. They're
No.
retirement jobs and entry jobs.
Yeah.
There's things that so you can build up a decent resume when you want to go and work in the pro shop at the country club and
Right.
make $8-10 an hour and have golf privileges. I mean, what?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't either. I mean, I don't know what's been my work ethic. I started when I was very young and
Sure.
it's been working ever since.
Yeah,
So
we all
I'm
have.
not looking for a handout from anybody. I
No.
don't want it
Exactly.
because know what? The reality with life is you never really truly appreciate something. Anything that's just given to you, you know.
No, you just throw it away.
I didn't choose my skin color, my eye color, my hair color. I didn't choose my mom or dad. I didn't choose any of that.
Right.
But I did choose based on how I was wired, because everyone's different. But these are my ambitions and my goals and my dreams, aspirations, and I pursued those with relentless pursuit.
Right.
So for somebody to say you didn't build that, you didn't design that, you didn't do that, get out of here, man.
Right.
God's given each one of us a unique set of skills and abilities to go out and accomplish it in this country beyond any other country. Why do you think people come here? The land of opportunity.
Yeah.
And if you're hardworking and dedicated, doesn't necessarily guarantee success, because to me, success isn't tied to a dollar sign or how much money you have in the bank. It's how you live your life, because the legacy is the only thing that's going to be left behind. I know a lot of very successful people. I've met a lot of very successful people. None of them, and some of them that have passed away, they weren't worried about how much dollars they had in the bank when they were laying on their deathbed. That's what I'm trying to get to is we're looking at an economy that was booming. Of all of a sudden, we're led to believe that this SARS-CoV-2 came in and, we had to lock everything down. I'm just trying to get to the point where we start to wake people up and realize that regardless of which party that you are on, if you are an American and you stand for everything that this country stands for,
Right.
then we're in the same boat, man. We're on the same team.
Well, there is the other team that wants to trash everything in this country. They want to burn it to the ground and start over with their own little nirvana, their little utopia. They want the unicorn ranch for everybody.
Right.
And that's not happening, folks. Your socialist dreams, your Marxist professors are not going to be with you when you get hungry, all right? You're going to have to go out and work for the money to pay for food. That's the way it's going to be.
Well, and part of that is the Marxist Leninist strategy. It's a godless strategy, right?
Right.
The pendulum itself always swings back and forth from one form of government to the other. That strategy is really focused. I mean, it's going to dehumanize. We're post-modernity. We're already there.
Right.
We're beyond that. But that's what they want to do is, everything's going to be hunky-dory until they get rid of you, till they set up and establish their own. And they're trying to accomplish that. That's what the whole goal behind CRT is.
Right.
Reduce us as humankind to our color of our skin.
Right.
You're off your rocker, off your rocker if you believe that. There's
that's
no
how
way
they can separate us quickly.
Yeah. It's easy to divide us. And again, it gets
Right.
back, like I said, at the beginning of my premise was, if you believe in these principles as a nation, it's a land of great opportunity, hardworking. It's not given to you. It's not government's responsibility, that the power should be limited because it's about we, the people. It's a constitutional republic. Then, hey, we're all in the same, whether you Democrat, like before years prior,
Right.
if you were a Democrat, I'm a Republican, we could talk and have discussions, maybe socially, some things, but it wasn't about the government solving every one of your problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
As Reagan said, right?
Right.
Government is the problem.
Right. Indeed.
And, we just can't listen economically. You just can't print fiat money forever. The bill's going to come due. Who's going to pay it?
It won't be us. It's going to be
I
our
don't know.
grandkids. It's going to be our children's children.
And
It's going to be these millennials. They're going to be us
yeah.
in 50 years, and they're going to be scratching their heads saying, what happened?
Yeah. Well, the left uses, quote, common sense gun control, common sense of this. Well, how about some common sense of reality of that you can't spend more than you make? It's called bankruptcy. Hello,
Right.
McFly.
Right.
I mean, I
That's
don't know.
exactly
That just
right.
got me fired up because it's lunacy. It really is. And that's what it boils down to.
Well,
We're still waiting to take your calls, though. We'd still love to hear your point
sure,
of view.
yeah. And we don't
843.
mind that you're on the chat and
Yeah,
continue to
that's
be on the
good.
chat if that's where you're comfortable. But we certainly would.
No, and we love a lively debate. That's the thing. What we're talking about here, we're just kind of pushing back and forth to each other. But you can call us here in the station, 843-800-1492.
Roger, Roger. And now I have a situation here.
Uh-oh. What's going on over there?
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
What? You're smiling, so that's a good thing.
Well, it's always something, ladies and gentlemen. It's always something. Oh, my. Huh. Okay. Let's get it all back here. There we go. Okay, everything's fine. We're good now. All right, let's take a break. We're going to be right back. We're expecting Tab, Anna Marie Tabernac at top of the hour. So join us, especially people from Sun City. Give us a call, 1-843-800-1492. We'll be right back.
Vineyard Assisted Living is a nurturing community with customized care, programming, and amenities that aim to engage and inspire. At Vineyard, we don't just care for you, we care about you, which is why we personalize our programming and care levels to each resident's passions and needs, stimulating mind, body, and soul. Find out more about how you or your loved one can thrive at Vineyard. Email info@vineyardbluffton.com or call 843-612-0700.
Attention active military, exiting military, veterans, police, firefighters, and EMTs. Do you have a business idea but need a little help getting it off the ground? Well, the Don Ryan Center for Innovation in Bluffton can help. Their Heroes program provides experience, guidance from mentors and business professionals to help launch and grow your business. Contact Brad Barnett, Heroes Program Director, at 843-540-7039 or visit their website at donryancenter.com.
Hello, everybody. Jimmy here at Underground Burritos, your restaurant-inspired, taste-delivered, ready-to-heat meat burrito company. Also got them great, hot and ready. Hey, we moved locations this year over on May River Road, right here in the heart of Old Town Bluffton. Come give us a shout. Come pick up some great burritos. And hey, guys, look, we're teaming up with Talk One Radio to bring you a great new radio show called Restaurant Talk. Look forward to hearing from you. Stop by. Have a great day.
Looking for a barbershop with a traditional feel? Well, look no further. Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop is the Low Country's place to receive a top quality haircut or straight razor shave. You'll enjoy a family environment where everyone is welcomed and the refreshments are on the house. Joe's is located at 23 Johnston Way in Bluffton and open 7 days a week. For old school service and quality, makes Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop your go-to place for the finest haircut and shave in the Low Country. Call 843-757-5637 or visit www.joesclassiccuts.com today for your next appointment.
No time for fitness? Unsure of what to do when you walk into the gym? The eFit Club uses eGym and Matrix technology combined with personal training to easily guide you through your workout. It's the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to improve your health. The eFit Club is suitable for all adults, and our members are reporting amazing results. The eFit Club is located in Bluffton at the Belfair Town Village Shopping Center. Mention Alan or Roman of Talk One Radio, and you'll receive a special discounted membership. It's your time to get fit. Change your fitness, change your life.
Vineyard Memory Care Community assists those with memory loss to thrive through wellness-enhanced programs promoting independence and mobility while receiving the care and support they need. At Vineyard, we don't just care for you, we care about you and enhance the quality of life for individuals with dementia while providing their loved ones peace of mind. Find out more about how your loved one can thrive at Vineyard. Email info@vineyardbluffton.com. Call today, 843-612-0700.
The only conservative talk radio where you are more important than the host. Top One Radio.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I like that. We're back.
That's it. We are back, folks. We are back on it.
We got a special guest coming here soon, huh?
Yeah. We got Tab, my favorite resident board of director, volunteer, emphasis on volunteer, probably about 14 hours a day worth it, other than the time she gets to relax at the pool, and then she gets onslaughted from there by questions. But she'll be joining us shortly. Sun City, please get your questions together and give a shout out to Tab so we can get some exchange of information going so you can get your questions answered. Let's go right to her right now. She's on board. Tab, hello. Good evening. How are you? Thanks for joining us once again.
I'm very fine. How are you guys?
We're doing great. You got Al and Jeff sitting in the studio, and we're happy to have you on board. I know there's you put out the biggest forest fire I ever saw on a residence page. I'll tell you that, with that pool business.
Oh, I know. Could you even believe it? I mean, it's like, but you know what I will say, and I'm going to be real honest about it, because I was gone when most of this hit the fan. I took a week and took my children to Carolina Lakes.
Nice.
And to get away.
Sure.
And I'm like, my emails are blowing up. So what our general manager has admitted is basically he could have done a better job explaining it. And had there been an explanation similar to what I put in that board update, I think it wouldn't have blown up quite so much.
Yeah. I think people were just a little salty about being approached by Securitas and, kind of like getting shuffled along like they were kids in high school or something.
Well, and I don't blame them, but when the GM put out the order that the pools close at 8:30, that triggers Securitas to secure the facility. So, it just went from bad to worse, frankly.
Right.
I mean, it's one of those tsunamis you just can't stop.
No, that's it. You better get your surfboard out. That's all you can do.
Yeah, it was exhausting on Facebook, but, glad we could answer some questions. And I just, even answering the questions, Al, I'm sure you saw it, people were still saying there's a conspiracy theory. What is the conspiracy theory? I'm telling you what happened.
That's the favorite term to use these days.
Yes.
I know, but I mean, really, people that know me, I don't have a reason to lie. I live here. I own here. I want it to be the best it could be. Why would I cover something up? I mean, it was a bad explanation, and we rectified it. And I think we explained it quite basically in the board update. I tried to carefully pick my words, but yet get across the actual events. And now life is good. I was up at one pool last night at about 8:45, and it was me and crickets. There was no one but me and crickets. So I don't know what to tell you.
There they are.
Yeah. Better than a tree frog. Sorry.
No, I kind of like the tree frogs. They're cute as a button. They make a lot of noise, but you got to wonder, where do they get such a big voice, But
right.
We need more tree frogs.
I was up there and I thought, where is everybody? Everybody wanted to have the pools open late. What's up with this?
Yeah.
And we are investigating. So I'm sure you guys know, you read that Hidden Cypress is open till 10. And we knew that because I don't know how long you've lived here, Al.
13 years.
Back in 2008 or 9, when they put that Bull Hill gate, butting up to 170,
sure,
they paid money to Sun City, and it had to be used for improvement. So part of it was used at Hidden Cypress Pool. and to make the lighting what it is. And this is the other thing. People don't understand. I mean, people have been emailing me and they're like, well, the pools are lit. Yes, there's lights on the side of the pools inside, which is right. But DHEC requires a certain level of lumens or illumination in the entire fenced-in area. So it doesn't matter how many lights you have under the water. They want a certain amount of lumens in the fenced-in area around a pool. Now, we're fairly sure Barataria is going to meet that, but we immediately hired an engineer to come back and look and see what's up with this, you know, see if it qualifies. We'll check Riverbend Lake House and Barataria and see which one of those we can leave open till 10. And then frankly, whatever one we can't, we've also asked the electrician, tell us what it's going to take to get it to code. Because I don't understand, for all these years we've done it, I don't know what happened other than someone from DHEC came and decided to issue a citation.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, they were called. Somebody called.
They were called, and that is not the first time. We've had people call many other times before. And like any other agency, when they're called, they come out, and they should. We've always, you know, we've been in compliance. But they were called about the water quality, and then all of a sudden they slam us, because I actually saw the citation, you know, can only operate within legal hours of sunrise to sunset. I'm like, well, they didn't come for that. Why are they doing that? So it was kind of weird. The whole thing was weird, but we've moved past that. Now we're working with the electricians to determine the amount of lumens, see what it will take to be in compliance, find out why DHEC didn't have hidden cypress on file. I mean, I can't even speak to what the state does. You know, I don't know what they're doing, but we're still trying to dig to the bottom of this. So I'm very confident we'll get to the bottom. I just sort of wished, I mean, you probably saw on Facebook 25 times I said, could you wait until we talk about it Wednesday?
Right.
You know, we had to talk about it, and Brad was gathering information, and it all worked out. And then at that meeting, as I put in the board update, we simply told management, we want you to open the fitness centers from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day. Because if you remember, pre-COVID, they were only open till 7:30 on the Saturdays and 6:30 on Sundays.
Right.
And that's not satisfactory anymore. When we have people that are working, whether they're working from home or out, and people want to enjoy the fitness center after dinner, they have a right to do that. So, you know, of course, they had to staff up, train people to do the monitor job. We did lose some monitors after COVID. Some don't want to come back. You know, most of them are residents.
Sure.
And some chose not to come back because of COVID or their health or whatever reason. And so they had to staff up, but they managed to do it. So effective, I think today, I think it was, fitness centers are open 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. And the children's hours reverted back to 11 to 5 because we found adequate monitors for that.
Oh, that's great.
So, yeah, we kind of said to management, just get it done.
Yeah.
Whatever you have to do, because listen, nobody wants to be a pool monitor on Kids Day. I wouldn't do it for $100 an hour.
Right, exactly.
You know, first of all, you're roasting out there for 3 hours, maybe 4 or whatever. I mean, they usually have 2 shifts of people, but you're sitting out in the scalding sun, and then you have to be yelled at by guests and residents that don't like the rules, you know, no diapers. And why can't my kid go in? He has a swim diaper on.
Yeah.
Well, we don't allow any diapers. So it's a tough job. It really, really is.
Yeah.
And I can empathize with the people that do it. I sit out there sometimes on a Sunday after I use the indoor Perrysburg pool. I sit outside by the monitor table and I watch what they go through, how people treat them and what they say. And, you know, I understand it's a tough job, but people want to do it. And we got some great monitors that do it. And it just took a while to staff up. So we were just asking for people to be patient.
Do you think that the lake house is going to be, that pool is going to be open till 10, or is that under evaluation?
Well, it's under evaluation right now because currently DHEC said that Barataria, Riverbend, and Lake House have unknown on their permit. What in the heck is unknown, right? So unknown means they haven't determined the closing hours, which means they default to sunrise to sunset.
Oh, my.
Okay, so that's why we hired electricians to go in there and measure the lumens at night. So that's what they did this last week, and they'll report back to us. Do we meet the lumens? If we do, on the interior area, not the pool water, but on the interior, then we take that evidence to DHEC and get those permitted to open. If we don't meet the lumens, we will see what it takes to meet the lumens to get a permit to get it open till 10 p.m. So we're kind of, nothing goes fast with the state. You can only let your mind wander how that rolls. It's just like with the county, nothing's fast. And we're not, contrary to what people think, we're not the most important people in the state's book.
Right.
So they're not going to have to just because Sun City wants to do something.
Well, I'm surprised they sent a inspector down here.
You know what? They've been here a number of times, Al, because people have called. They feel the water quality's not satisfactory, which, so I'll go back to that in a minute. But, I think they come here because we are a large community, 17,000 people, and we are for 55 and over.
Right.
So I believe that's why, someone from their local office comes. They don't travel from Columbia. But, the other thing is, as I remind people all the time now, I think I've told you, I'm in the Perrysburg pool and Barataria usually almost every day. And I'm not afraid to go in that water. Now, if I show up and the water is cloudy and creepy looking, I don't go in. And I put in a work ticket and say the water is cloudy, there's, whatever. But we do hire ASP pools. They come twice a day, one thing early in the morning, like 5:36. And then when I happen to go to Perrysburg today at, I think I saw the guy there about 3:30. The guy from ASP Pools was testing the water and actually running the skimmer along the bottom of the Perrysburg spa and the Perrysburg pool, just to make sure there was no dirt or whatever.
Right on.
So we pay them to come twice a day. It's a contract of worth about $500,000. We used to have them come once a day, but we just figured it was better to be safe and do it twice a day. So our pools, and ASP is a really good company. We've had others before. I don't know if you remember, and I won't name them, but evidently ASP is a premier company. So they come twice a day. Plus, we have an employee, Chris, who monitors the pool water too. Oh. And so he's trained, he understands how to do that. So I have no problem going in a pool. I'm not afraid I'm going to catch some cooties or die or whatever. And so when people call DHEC, I'm just like, what's up with that? Why didn't you just call over to facilities?
Right.
And they can come over and test it. And if it's out of whack, we'll have to do something about it.
Well, see, this is that's the point I wanted to make, is that people that pull the trigger and, call up the chain of command, skipping many, many people in between just to get their yayas out, like they're more important than anybody else. And they don't take the time or have the respect to contact facilities or call you or, even call over to Commons and say, hey, listen, I'm really concerned about the pool water. What triggers in their mind that they have to call state authorities to come down here? What would happen if that inspector said those pools are out of code? They all have to be shut down until X thing is done. What would happen then?
So that's the next thing, because technically if we weren't going to comply with, the sunrise to sunset, they could close you down. Now, they don't really want to do that because that just irritates everybody against DHEC. But in the end, as an association, we're responsible. Do I want to be fined and have to find out if they'll close us down? No way.
Right.
So, I always tell people, you can email me anytime. My cell phone number's out there. My home phone number's out there. They know where I live. I have people drop over to my house. They know I go to the pool almost every day. Feel free to grab me as long as you're going to be nice to me. But, they can talk to me or any other board member, and we're happy to have a conversation with them. Like, okay, so here's an example. I was at Perrysburg today, and I noticed a gentleman and a lady went to get in the spa, the hot tub.
Sure.
So it was about 3:30, 3:45. And I said, what's happening? I don't hear any bubbles. You know how it's supposed to gyrate or whatever.
Sure.
And she said, well, I don't know. I keep pushing the button. It's not working. So when I got out of the pool a few minutes later, I sent management an email that the bubbler isn't working in the spa. And ASP had just been there, but he doesn't do that. You know, they clean the water and they check the chemicals. But then I got a notice back from Willie from facilities that the capacitator blew out, I guess, the other day. I didn't notice because I don't use the spa, but it'll be repaired Monday. So, and supposedly they put it up on Sun City website. But, you know, our pools and our fitness centers, our pools are older and stuff happens. And, you know, at one point I said, why don't you just replace the spa instead of keep putting new parts in? But it's a giant amount of money to do that. And you don't want to do that till you have to.
Yeah, right.
So, you know, it is what it is at this point.
Right.
You know, and not only that, we have more than one spa. So if Petersburg is down, feel free to go to Hidden Cypress or Lake House or Riverbend. And I know people don't like to, like if I live by the Bull Hill Gate. So maybe I like to, if I go to Hidden Cypress, maybe I don't want to go over to Riverbend. But if one of them's down and you really, really want to use a spa, there's 3 more.
Right.
Pick one.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to be down forever. So, but anybody can call me, email me. I actually get people text me, and then it comes in as a phone number, you know, if I don't have them in my directory.
Yeah, right.
And then I say, who are you, please, before I answer.
Right.
I don't know who they are. But, you know, if they text me, I'll get back to them. If they call me, I'll get back to them, email, whatever. That's what your resident members are here for. We're happy to do it. And I'd rather do that than, you know, climb up to DHEC or somebody else.
Absolutely. What's going on
and if we don't respond, then, you know, I say a resident can go ahead to do DHEC. Now, I know a couple of the residents have felt that they have complained before about the water quality and they weren't satisfied with the response. And so they go ahead and go up the chain.
No.
Okay. You know, I'm not going to stop them.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
What
So
is
people can do what they need to do, but we have to have the first crack at it.
Yeah, that's only common sense, I would think. I want to ask you about what is the level of resources that the CA has? Do they have enough people over there, or is it skeleton squad?
Which level of resources where?
Where, like over to Palmetto Commons or within the management team itself, or?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so we just had our work session last week, and you know, Brad has a supervisor from AAM. His name is Greg. He was there too, and I did ask that question: are we maybe not heavy enough on the top? You know, because we did a reorganization. And no, Brad says we're fine. Everything's fine. That's not part of our problem. We have adequate personnel. Now, will we ever have enough for this giant place? Because, for example, if you're, you know, somebody sends me an email and says, you know, I was walking down Murray Hill Road and there's a big hole in the grass. Okay, I don't know. I didn't see it. Greenery should pick it up, but they didn't. Well, put in a work ticket.
Yeah.
You know, our employees can't be everywhere all the time. We don't have that many for this giant expansive land.
Right.
And especially like if it's a road issue, we just had another little small sinkhole over at Hampton Place, you know, at one of the sewer grates. But, you know, if you see something, just put in a work ticket. And I always tell people, if you put in a work ticket, feel free to copy the board.
Yeah.
And that way they know we're watching it too.
Did they ever determine geologically how deep that sinkhole is, or does it have an opportunity to get bigger once again, or did they shore it up?
You're talking about the one on Fenwick?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's fixed, and they did. They actually sent the board because when you looked at it, I went and looked at it. It was a very small hole. I'm like, why are we making a big to-do? Well, the problem was it was a big enough hole that somebody could, like a small child could fall into. That's how big it was. However, when they scoped it with a camera underneath, it was a cavernous hole.
Wow.
So if somebody fell in there, it's like going under ice flow on water. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
You might go through the little hole, but get stuck underneath. So that's why it all had to be closed down and taken care of. Because I said, what's the big to do? And then I found out what the big to do was. And, you know, sinkholes are no joke. I mean,
No.
we've had now 4 of them in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Had one on Argent, that was a big one. Had one in Live Oak Village, that was substantial. This one on Fenwick, and now one over at Hampton Place, but that's a small one too. But, you know, you don't want to mess with a sinkhole.
Right. What's going on with the landscaping services on the north side?
Well, we've been on that as well because, I mean, I'm sure you know people were complaining. So Brightview has the contract, and they continued to tell us, you know, we don't have the manpower. Everybody's having this manpower shortage, and I was listening to you guys talk about it before, you know, people making extra money and so on.
Right.
And actually, Brightview pays their people, I guess, more than the others. But anyway, they were having a manpower shortage. And then also when we have the rains, it pushes everything back because no one wants their lawn mowed to get rutted. Okay.
Right.
So you have to wait till it dries. But every time they push it back, they have all those neighborhoods over there, and it's like a dominoes. You know, if I push yours back, the next one. So last week, I think I went out there on Saturday. I drove the Argent 2 side, the north side. And I was like, I'm looking at some of this grass, and I said, holy smoke, you're kidding me? And anyway, I knew that Manus neighborhood was already working with Brightview, the leaders. And by Sunday, I went back on Sunday. No, I went back on Monday. They had caught up. They worked all weekend. They brought in crews from Bluffton and Beaufort, you know, took them off other projects and brought them in.
Wow, great.
I think it's a lot for them to keep up with when it rains. That's what I'm told. And like everyone else, they're having a shortage of, you know, staff, which, I mean, I understand when people say, not my problem, we're paying for it. I get it. We're trying to work with the contractor to make this work. And when the guy says, well, we don't have enough, now I know that some of their supervisors were out there mowing the lawns too. So they caught up this week. We'll see if they can keep up. I don't know. But when we went for an RFP last year, we had several companies apply. One of them was Brightview. One of them was the Greenery, which does this side, the south side. So you certainly weren't going to give them both parts of Sun City. I mean,
No way.
You have to have some variety. And then there were a couple of others. One was from Charleston, so it's quite a ways away. And then we were, you know, others might not have been large enough to really take care of the volume. So it's kind of an issue. And the more houses Pulte adds, the bigger the volume goes. And they are planning that East Argent, you know, that new one they're going to put over there, it's going to be managed as well. So I have no idea what that's going to look like when they do that.
Oh my.
You know, there aren't companies that giant. And here's the other thing that I'll tell you. So I live in Bull Hill, so I'm not a managed neighborhood. I pay my own lawn care. And, you know, there's some weeks my guy can't come on. He usually comes on a Tuesday. Okay. And they're a great company. I love them. But sometimes he can't come if it rained on Monday or if it rained Tuesday morning. I don't want my lawn rutted. You know, I have zoysia grass. It's nice and thick and green. I don't want to mess up. So they alter their schedule and somehow they get it done. But I'm sure they don't have 1,500 homes. You know, Brightview's got over 1,500 homes on the north side, plus all the common area. Now, if they bid off more than they can chew, then that's something we're evaluating. We're looking at how many times they've cut, when they're cut. We're looking at all that.
Do we have an out in that contract if they're not performing?
We do. We have
beautiful.
penalty clause. We have an out. Like with any contract, you can, you know, terminate it for cause. You have to give them a warning.
Yeah.
You have to fine them and terminate with cause. Or you could, like with AAM, you can terminate without cause. We could just give AAM 30 days and say, goodbye, we don't want you anymore.
Yeah.
And we have that with Troon. We have that with AAM. We have it with most of our vendors. But your problem is always, where are you going to go for the next vendor?
Yep.
Especially for landscaping for 1,600 homes and all that common area. We're not exactly in Charleston. Okay, so there's not an abundance of companies waiting to jump and help us.
Indeed.
So, and it's going to be more challenging when East Argent opens. You know,
Oh my
I don't know how
goodness.
that's going to work, frankly.
No, I
But
don't know.
we're on top of it. I rode around Monday, and most of them were cut. I noticed they were much better. I don't think some of the lawns look great. They need weeding and stuff like that, and Brightview should be doing that. So, you know, people have a right to expect it to be done. And on the other hand, I'm just going to tell you, the managed neighborhoods over there pay $57 a month. That's for mow, blow, and go, and for pesticide on their grass and herbicide.
That's pretty
Okay,
cheap.
that's very cheap. Now, but it's mow, blow, and go, which is commercial. You know, it's like if they go to McDonald's, they cut it, they blow this grass back into the grass, and they leave.
Right.
You know, my landscaper comes. I don't do mow, blow, and go, which is why I'm paying well over twice the 57.
Sure.
But my lawn looks manicured. That's what I expect, and that's what I agreed to with the price.
Mhm.
And he trims my bushes regularly because I like them to look neat and trimmed. So, you know, I pay for that service, and I pay extra for fertilizer and red ant treatment. So, I mean, you know, you generally get what you pay for.
Sure. Hey, is there any
So-
chance that Brad will ever come on the radio with us?
I've asked him a couple of times. I mean, he's not there yet. You know, you might have a little more luck. I don't know if you listen to our board meetings. Probably not.
I don't.
Sorry,
I'm
don't
sorry.
admit it. It's
Yeah.
good. We announced that in August, we're trying to get the date firmed up. We're going to have a town hall. It will be in person with Chief Thompson from the Bluffton Fire Department, because we are negotiating with them to put a fire station in our community.
Oh boy.
What a coup that will be.
Wow.
Okay,
And well,
to
the
have
next step,
paramedics
they're going to
in
put
the community.
they're going to incorporate us into their township then.
No, they're going to they're working on a government grant. I mean, I'll let the chief give all the details. He'll show all the data. He showed the board all the response data. So, like I said, I live in Bull Hill, right? So, in July at 3 a.m., when I had to call the fire station at William Pope because my carbon monoxide detector went off and scared the life out of me.
Right.
And, you know, carbon monoxide, you're supposed to get out of the house, call
Yep.
the fire department.
Yep.
So I called them, and it took them about 16 minutes to get here. Now, understood, it's 3 a.m., and I got to wake the poor people up. But when they have to come out this way toward the Bull Hill Gate or to Landing Lane or up to Lazy Daisy, the response time is very long versus if you live at Town Square. You know, you're right outside the gate. So they did a big study, and we've been talking to them for like a year and a half, and we think we finally have this moving. We did a land survey study, and they're going to get a grant because it's not going to cost us. That was our preliminary thing. We don't want to pay for it. And we are not part of Bluffton, but it will be a Bluffton Township station. And it will also service. So let's say the one on William Pope is dispatched and another call comes in, you know, like at Seagrass, then this one could respond to that because it's nearby.
Yeah.
So it's not exclusive to us.
But it's right. It's like the one
It
outside
will
the
be a
gate.
coup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's
And
great.
they have a thing called the paramedic medicine program. We're having more people calling for lift and assist. You know, they fall, they can't
Right,
get up
sure.
or whatever. So you would have paramedics on duty at this station.
Oh, that's
I mean,
great.
it's a win. It's a great win.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we just announced it the other day. We didn't say a whole lot because we're going to let the chief give all the big details. I think it's very exciting, frankly.
Yeah.
I just think it's going to be great.
Yeah, too bad we couldn't have our own general store and gas station right on our place.
Never know. I mean, who knows? I mean, right now we don't have any place to put anything. That's our biggest problem.
Right.
I mean, look around what's open. There's very little open land for anything. I mean, even when people talk about we would like more whatever, or we want another this, there's very few places we have that we can build anything on this side or on the north side because Pulte put houses everywhere. I mean, there's just not land.
Everywhere. everywhere.
Yeah.
How's the North Side Dog Park doing? Are people still barking up a tree about that?
No, it's kind of settled down. We did have a issue there. People were concerned that the way Pulte built it, this is kind of weird, but if you went and look at it, when it rains, it kind of slopes down to the middle, which is weird. It's like a swale. That's what I would call it.
Right.
So, and then we put a bunch of pine straw up on the, outer rim. But then what was happening is dogs go and they go in the pine straw, and then a couple got bit by a snake, I guess. So we pulled the pine straw back. But right now it's been pretty good. It's kind of copacetic. It's nothing like the one on the original campus, but it's well used. I can tell you, when I go by there, there's always dogs and people there. So
oh, that's nice.
It kind of settled down, I think.
Yeah. And the restaurants are going well. Argent Al's Pizza is doing great.
Yes, Al's Cafe is doing the best of everyone. We just met with John, as a matter of fact, yesterday, talking about when is he going to bring breakfast back to Oakity Creek and, do some menu changes and stuff. And one of the issues he's having is staff. He can't open all three of his restaurants every day because he doesn't have adequate staff, and you can't work a chef 7 days, 7 days, 7 days, 7 days.
Right. Exactly.
So when we were there, we actually took Chief Yurkin to lunch yesterday. He's leaving next Wednesday.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, I'll go back to that. But we took him to lunch yesterday at Oakity Creek, and every time I've been at one of these restaurants, like when I meet residents, I say, hey, meet me at Al's Cafe or meet me at Oakity Creek. I see the manager, John, running, bussing tables, bringing out food. I mean, he is just short-staffed. They just don't have staff all the way down the island. This is nothing new.
Yeah.
So we're suffering the same as everybody else with wait staff. And, I was telling him that when I was in Carolina Beach 2 weeks ago, it's a resort town. It's kind of a family place. I don't know if you've ever been there.
No.
It's not like Hilton Head, but it's cute. But, 2/3 of the restaurants said takeout only. And when you talk to them, they say, we don't have any wait staff.
Wow.
We don't have anybody to bus tables. And in fact, on the boardwalk, this was kind of the funniest thing. I took my grandson, he's 7. I took him into one of those, souvenir stores, how they have a million of them.
Yeah.
And I said to him, okay, here's some money. You can buy whatever you want, souvenir-wise. So he finds this thing he wants. And he says, this is what I want, Grams. And I said, okay, let's go pay for it. So we go up to the cash register. There's a big sign that says, no cashier in this store. Bring your item across the street to pay for it.
Wow.
Okay, I'm standing there going, I said to my son, do you see that sign? I don't get it.
Oh, boy.
So I said, Austin, we're going to have to go across the street to pay for this. He looks at me and says, Grams, you cannot walk out of the store without paying for it. He's just a by the rules kind of 7-year-old.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I said, Austin, look at the sign. There's nobody working here. We have to take it across the street. And he grabs my arm and he said, no, we can't take it out of the store. So I said, why don't you wait here and I'll take a different one across the street and I'll pay for it and I'll show you the receipt and then we can take it. I mean, he was so concerned, but they had one girl, if she was 18, she was a day, running 4 stores from one register.
Oh, my goodness. Well, just
So
think about
imagine that. Take
Yeah.
your item across the street to pay for it.
right,
Okay, sure.
right. Unreal.
But
Unbelievable.
let me go back to the chief for a minute.
Yeah.
He's been here almost 8 years.
Yep.
Tom Yurkin, the chief of Securitas.
Yep.
He submitted his retirement notice to us a couple months ago, so they've been searching for a replacement. His last official day will be Wednesday the 30th, and then he has this big travel thing with his wife. They're going to travel all over the South and West and so on.
Nice.
But he'll be leaving us on Wednesday at the end of the day, 5 o'clock. So we will have a new chief, Securitas. Of course, they're a vendor, so they decide who's appropriate for chief, and then we approve that or disapprove that. And
Are they going to
that's
put
what
that?
we're working on now.
They're going to
We will
put.
certainly miss Tom.
They're going to put Reggie the crime dog in there.
I don't think Reggie would want the job, to be honest.
Is that right?
He loves what he does, and he's good at what he does.
Yeah.
And I feel really bad for him when people are abusive to him.
Well,
Because he's good at what he does, and he's very professional.
right.
I don't know if you've ever come across him.
Well, my wife has. My wife has.
Okay. But he's very nice.
No, I always kid him. I call him Reggie the crime dog because he's always he always sets up radar right outside my house there. So
Oh, there you go. See, well, and then, when people get caught by radar, then they want to appeal the citation saying, well, I wasn't going that fast. If you're going 37 and a 25, you're going 50% over the speed limit,
Right.
and you're by a nature trail, and you shouldn't be speeding when there's people on the road.
absolutely.
So, yeah, you're going to get a citation.
Right.
And, people are welcome to appeal it, but really speeding and running a stop sign are the two.
Yeah.
I just think people should slow down and relax a little bit.
Indeed. It's the easiest thing to do. You have set it on cruise. This is what I did. I broke myself of lead foot now. I put the cruise control on 25 and I wave to Reggie as I go by, because
That doesn't sound right. I put the cruise on
When
25.
people say, well, what's the big deal if I go 37? We have people walking in the street,
Right.
bicycling, walking their dogs. It is a big deal to go 12 miles an hour over the speed limit.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So,
sure
and
is.
what's your hurry? And if you're in a hurry, then get out the back gate and speed on 170, and you will pay plenty more than $100 for your speeding
You
ticket.
got that right. Hey, I
You're a
have one.
bargain at $100, and it doesn't go on your license or your insurance.
That's for sure. I have one last question for you. This
Sure.
is near and dear to my heart. My Hyundai Santa Fe 2014 model, the engine completely blew up. Hyundai knew about this, but of course they didn't want to be proactive and recall 2 million vehicles to fix them. They waited until they blew up. So I needed a car because they have my car now. So I get the rental car, they're paying for it, blah, blah, blah. I go and call for a pass, and I said, can you give me a 30-day, my car's in the shop, no telling when it's, they go, no, you're a resident. You only get a 7-day pass. Now, these people are giving 30-day passes to these, I'm making an assumption here, unlicensed cleaning people. They're getting.
They should not be. That's a violation. But there are people that give it to their kids.
Yes, indeed. So why does a resident? Because I'm a resident, a 13-year resident, I have to re-up this pass every 7 days, or if let's say I'm out and it's what a pain in the old behind. I know it's not a big deal, but it just seems like that's a rule that needs to be looked at least.
Yeah, I'm jotting that down because I didn't realize it was limited to 7 days. Because you're right, you could call in a pass for your friend on Hilton Head Island, make it a 30-day pass,
right?
And nobody would question you.
Yeah,
I'm jotting it down. I'll bring it up.
I appreciate that because the lady was very nice. She just said, well, I can't give it to you because you're a resident.
I guess I don't understand that, and I'll have to find out what is the logic behind that. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it's next time.
I jotted it down, so I'll pose that to the board.
Well, please
no problem.
don't spend too much time on it. Next time you talk to me.
I'll put it on our agenda.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and then we meet again the first week of July, and so all I have to do is type an email, please put this on the agenda, and there we have it. And then probably we'll have to have somebody investigate why the heck we do it in the first place, and then we'll have to go from there.
Okay, that sounds good. Tab, I'll let you go. It's getting late. We really appreciate you being with us. 34 minutes, very nice. Thank you for your time and all your feedback. We're splashing this out on Facebook now. People are watching us. And
I know, good.
We're getting some traction.
Well, anytime, Al, I'm happy to come on.
Well, you're the best. I got to tell you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too, Tab.
Uh-huh.
She's a wonderful lady, and I'll tell you what.
She has a lot of energy.
Well, she has to.
Yeah.
With
How can she do it? Yeah.
She puts in.
Good for her.
If I'm ever in present company when somebody's busting her chops, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to move in and get blown up a little, ruffle my own feathers. And
I'm just glad you got that cruise control set to 25.
25, that's it. Hey,
Well, it's the same in our neighborhood, right?
You know what let me tell you what the tickets
I'm a stickler
are,
about that. I mean, I like to keep it under 25. My kids
tickets
laugh.
are $100.
That's nothing.
Oh, well, you gonna go?
No, I'm serious.
Well,
What she said is
yeah,
totally right on the money.
yeah, right, exactly.
You come out here on 278 or one of these street,
Yeah,
the Parkway,
170. Yeah,
170.
yeah,
Hey, you're gonna pay more than $100. I guarantee you that.
sure,
Especially the way these people fly around here. They're in a big old hurry to go nowhere.
right.
See you at the next light. Go for it. You get some reads before
I
you
got some
break.
reads. Yeah, I
Okay.
got Palmetto Buff. My good friend Brian. He's on Facebook only. Palmetto Buff, BUFF. Go ahead and look him up. All you folks that are watching us right now, if you want mobile detailing, you want someone to come to right to your house and wash your car so it looks like it just rolled off the showroom floor, he's your man. Give him a call, 843-949-8708. Vineyard Assisted Living and Memory Care, 25 Cassidy Drive. Near and dear to my heart, my wife's heart. We have a loved one in there right now. She's enjoying life. We'd like to see her do a little more, but she's happy doing what she's doing. At 90 years old, she's making new friends, doing new things, traveling around. They're on the way to the new Japanese steakhouse on 46 tonight. So I imagine we'll hear the full report of that.
Oh yeah.
The food at the Vineyard is excellent. The staff is above average. They're vetted. They like what they do, which really shows in the way they treat the people. So if you're getting ready to jump into an assisted living apartment, check out the Vineyard Assisted Living and Memory Care. Call Lindsay at 843-258-4207. They're offering a half off on the community fee if you mention Talk One Radio. So make sure you do that. If you're serious about it, take a look at the place and then mention that you heard about it on Talk One Radio. You get half off of the community fee.
Hooah.
Yeah. Who doesn't like half
Yeah.
off? 7-day free pass. You know where you get that, right? eFit Club, Fitness Connected, over in the Belfair Town Village Center, right next to Kroger's, the old Kroger's on 278. Jay has classes, e-gym training, cardio. Change your fitness.
Change your life.
Absolutely. I'm in the middle of it, folks. I got Jay as a personal trainer now. I'm paying him extra to do that. I love it. Hammering it out. I'm feeling better. I'm dropping the LBs. Hey, I'm going to be in fighting shape by, 2 years from now. Maybe. No, I'm only kidding. Maybe about January.
Keep pressing on, man.
But I'm just going to keep going. 843-707-9771 is the number you call. Get yourself a tour. Stop by. He'll walk you around. It's a nice little intimate place that you can find your health again. And you can do it at your level, at your speed. There's no meatheads. There's no Romeos hanging around trying to talk your ears off. It's really nice. Check it out. eFit Club. With that, we're going to a real
final break.
Yes, sir. Here we go. We'll be back, folks, to wrap it up.
Vineyard Assisted Living is a nurturing community with customized care, programming, and amenities that aim to engage and inspire. At Vineyard, we don't just care for you, we care about you, which is why we personalize our programming and care levels to each resident's passions and needs, stimulating mind, body, and soul. Find out more about how you or your loved one can thrive at Vineyard. Email info@vineyardbluffton.com or call 843-612-0700.
Attention active military, exiting military, veterans, police, firefighters, and EMTs. Do you have a business idea but need a little help getting it off the ground? Well, the Don Ryan Center for Innovation in Bluffton can help. Their Heroes program provides experienced guidance from mentors and business professionals to help launch and grow your business. Contact Brad Barnett, Heroes Program Director, at 843-540-7039 or visit their website at donryancenter.com.
Hello, everybody. Jimmy here at Underground Burritos, your restaurant-inspired, taste-delivered, ready-to-heat meat burrito company. Also got them great, hot and ready. Hey, we moved locations this year over on May River Road, right here in the heart of Old Town Bluffton. Come give us a shout. Come pick up some great burritos. And hey, guys, look, we're teaming up with Talk One Radio to bring you a great new radio show called Restaurant Talk. Look forward to hearing from you. Stop by. Have a great day.
Looking for a barbershop with a traditional feel? Well, look no further. Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop is the Low Country's place to receive a top quality haircut or straight razor shave. You'll enjoy a family environment where everyone is welcomed and the refreshments are on the house. Joe's is located at 23 Johnston Way in Bluffton and open 7 days a week. For old school service and quality, makes Joe's Classic Cuts Barbershop your go-to place for the finest haircut and shave in the Low Country. Call 843-757-5637 or visit www.joesclassiccuts.com today for your next appointment.
No time for fitness? Unsure of what to do when you walk into the gym? The eFit Club uses eGym and Matrix technology combined with personal training to easily guide you through your workout. It's the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to improve your health. The eFit Club is suitable for all adults, and our members are reporting amazing results. The eFit Club is located in Bluffton at the Belfair Town Village Shopping Center. Mention Alan or Roman of Talk One Radio, and you'll receive a special discounted membership. It's your time to get fit. Change your fitness, change your life.
Vineyard Memory Care Community assists those with memory loss to thrive through wellness-enhanced programs promoting independence and mobility while receiving the care and support they need. At Vineyard, we don't just care for you, we care about you and enhance the quality of life for individuals with dementia while providing their loved ones peace of mind. Find out more about how your loved one can thrive at Vineyard. Email info@vineyardbluffton.com. Call today, 843-612-0700.
The only conservative talk radio where you are more important than the host. Talk One Radio.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we're back, or I should say I'm back, Appleby. It was a union break, so he had to step out for just a minute. So Zapper here in the saddle with you, and we are at 8:42. My goodness, this seems like this week has just flown by. We've had an incredible week. Nancy Mace was in on the show on Monday. It was good to have the representative here, ask her some questions. Wednesday, we were joined by Tracy Beans from Uncover DC. And tonight we had Tab in the house, or on the phone, I should say. So we appreciate you joining us for this evening. We've got a lot of great things coming up here in the next few weeks and some shows. A lot of wonderful guests coming on. So we're excited about that. But most importantly, we appreciate you, our listening audience, as we start to get more and more comments and feedback from those of us, those that are watching on Facebook as well as YouTube. But we've got Wounded Spirits that are going to be joining us. That's Steve and Lucinda Martinez in the studio. Looks like on June 28th.
Yeah, and someone else, one of their other crew members, are going to be joining us via the Facebook on Mellon.
Yeah,
Doug Krager.
Doug Krager, founder, SendLink.
Yeah.
So, and then on the 30th, we've got Stacy Gruber of Groobies 2.
Groobies 2.
It's the microphone. It's the red hair. Honestly, that's what's going on. I don't know what I'm doing here. This is my first night in this gig. And then in July, after the 4th of July, and we haven't had the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office on in a while. We'll have Major Bob and the staff on July 7th for 8 o'clock showing, but we're starting to fill up and more people. So hang on to the edge of your seats. We're excited about some of the special guests that we have coming. And again, we appreciate your comments. As we said earlier, I just wanted to make sure everyone is aware of this. Listen, this show, this platform is to really have that public discourse that you don't see very often anymore. It's easy to label somebody else as this or that. We don't want that. The public square, bringing back the First Amendment. So if you feel strongly about something, we want to hear from you. Again, we may not agree. We're not going to belittle you. We're not going to besmirch you. We're not going to put you over in a corner. That's what this is all about. We want to hear from you. And that's why we say call us in. Don't be afraid. 843-800-1492. And my host is back with me.
Right. Here we go. We're rounding third and heading home.
Yeah.
For those people from Cleveland, you know who said that. Paul Adams will know that for sure, because we had a guy that was an old sports announcer. That's what he used to say.
Round and third and head home.
Round and third and
that's one of my pastor friends, what he says for himself, because he's getting up there in age. He said he's round and third and heading home, or it's cramming for finals, one or the other. I guess you can look at it that way.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, let's tidy up a little bit here before the weekend. You get a big birthday party tomorrow for your lovely daughter.
Yep, tomorrow we're going to be celebrating,
right?
Sweet 16, celebrating tomorrow. Wow. And
people in town. And
yeah, we got some family in town, so we're excited about that. I'm glad everyone arrived here safely. So that'll be tomorrow, and Sunday, which should be hopefully a chance to spend some time with family.
Right.
Before we kick things back off, you and I will be back here in the studio on Monday. And then Tuesday, I'll be out of pocket. A little bit of Wednesday back in the show for us here Wednesday evening. So,
well, you get big doings going on for Engage the Right, folks. If you haven't been on that website, you need to get on that website to get yourself up to speed.
Yeah.
For the grassroots political talk, Engage the Right. What is it? .org, right?
Actually, it's engagetheright.com.
.com.
I don't think .org was available when we were doing this, but bottom line is, if you're not familiar with the organization, we actually receive a lot of emails. Today, I responded to an individual that said, well, on your website, you have, all the senators and you have all the House representatives and so forth, and maybe you're endorsing this one or suggesting this one be primary. Honestly, folks, if you go to engagetheright.com right now, some of that stuff, I haven't had an opportunity to really dig in and start changing things around with that, because the primary focus has been the 2020 election. My wife has been researching, and she has a few colleagues that have been helping out with this effort to really continue to push, because unfortunately, South Carolina, the State House didn't do anything new in terms of legislation to protect our voter integrity or stop the fraud. Now, you may say, well, everything's peachy here in South Carolina. I'm telling you, and I've said this before, it may appear that everything's on the up and up, but the more that you start to dig and understand what's really happening is we're being sold a bill of goods that it's not holding water, folks. This thing needs to be investigated. I really believe, and the more that I look into this, that I think every state within the union should have a full forensic audit. Why? Because if there's nothing to see, listen, we spend billions of dollars on stupid stuff. Seriously, stupid stuff.
Right.
If we can't conduct a full forensic audit in every state just to verify, number one, the processes, but number two, these machines aren't as secure as, quote, you may think that they are. And again, why would the Democrats be pushing this theory about how susceptible they are, and all of a sudden the narrative shifts and say, nope, everything's fine and secure. It just doesn't pass the smell test. So if you go to engagetheright.com, we do have a petition right now. We're just about to close the door on that, because Lori will be presenting Wednesday up at the State House. But if you haven't gone there, engagetheright.com/petition. Find out more information, and demanding to make sure that the 2020 election, that it's on the up and down the ticket, man. It's on the up and up. So thanks so much for letting me plug that for just a few minutes. But that's what we've been up to.
A lot of hard work. Let me tell you, folks, I can't hardly get a hold of my partner here half the time. He's buried under papers like it's like a cartoon. The papers are flying and he's working.
Well, I'm trying to juggle a variety of different things, as you know,
right?
From a business perspective, technology perspective, from an activist perspective. And, I love this nation. And I think every patriot, again, nonpartisan, you should be demanding to make sure that we have free, fair, and transparent elections. Bottom line, this is a nonpartisan issue, because there are countries that seem to be able to run their elections much more securely than ours here, and that should not be the case.
Oh, definitely not.
You look like you're looking up something. You getting ready
Well,
to do
no,
a math
I'm
problems, or what do you?
I'm trying to get some
The meaning of
B-roll.
life.
I'm trying to
Siri,
get-
what's the meaning of life? Meatloaf. What'd you say? Don't let your meatloaf. What? Oh, you're getting ready to take a picture, man.
Some video B-roll, you know.
So gotcha. So that's what's going on with me this day and this weekend. And it seems strange when he's getting some video B-roll over there. But man, Mike, know what the problem is? Don't you hate it when you're on broadcast? I didn't eat enough tonight, and your stomach just starts growling. You're thinking, thank goodness I've got this wonderful dynamic microphone, so everybody in the listening audience doesn't hear Jeff's tummy grumbling, right?
I could hear it all the way over here. Making me
Yeah, man.
Otherwise, that's going to be fun for you both to get away there. Tuesday, you're leaving Tuesday. Get up there, get settled.
We're just going to spend the night up there. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. And just kind of get settled in. Is you're going to be
the penthouse suite
testifying? Should I say, is that
I'm like the
what you're going to be doing, or
I'm like the baggage handler.
Yeah,
same thing I did for Trump. I just handle the bags. That's basically what I do. I'm the security guy. I'm the security detail. Yeah.
Be on time, keep up, and shut
Yeah.
up.
I carry all the folders in from
I think these folders were created for you.
But no, yeah, we're gonna go up. It's nice to just, as it is, quality time with the wife is always welcomed, right?
Yeah,
And,
she does a great job. I watched her when she was testifying before the legislature down up there in Columbia. Before, held her own. I'm sure it's going to be the same, if not better.
Yeah.
Now that she's got a
No, she does an incredible job, and I give her kudos. I mean, I love her to death, certainly, and she's my best friend. But that being said, she does an incredible job, and I'm sure she'd probably tell you if she would have asked her this, 8-9 years ago, she would have been like, no way, that's not me. But, folks, that's just it. When you find your passion and you're passionate about preserving this country, and you stand for, those are the convictions, right?
And just to tell you why they're Jeff and his wife are going up there is to present evidence.
Yeah, well, she's been conducting, so I'm going to give her all the credit here because she is the one that kind of started this experiment, I think is what she calls it. And it started with our own family members, and just kind of, she said, we've been here for X amount of years in South Carolina. We moved from Northeast Ohio. Let's check and see if I'm still on the voter registration logs back in Ohio. And she was. Long story short, she started looking into other family members and friends and neighbors that have moved away. And she decided that she was going to do an experiment, meaning that she was going to start looking through the obituaries, which it's, again, so this is all public information. It's not something like, we're secret database access. I mean, you can go to
the dark web.
A lot of times in nursing homes where people pass away, obituary, and our state election commission, SEC, you can go there and you can check, your registration and so forth, and you can find out, who's still on the voter registration logs. And so it's as simple as that. You've got a name, county where they died, Beaufort, and the birth date. And people are like, well, they birth, yeah, there's date of birth, date of death on the obituary.
Right.
So she was able to, they call it kick the bucket, but it was basically a group of ladies that got together, and they started compiling all this data that they collected over the course of several months, years. And they started to look into whether or not these people were still on the voter registration logs. And ironically, quite a few of them, and about 4,000 that we've found so far.
4,000, folks.
Yeah. And we have 46 counties across South Carolina. And so what they were looking at is some of the local counties like Charleston and Dorchester and Jasper and Beaufort County and some of these other ones. Anyway, I'm getting off track here, but ultimately, so that's what they've found. And that's great to find those. But most importantly is determinatively, is there any way to be able to look at and say these 500 people, did they vote while deceased, meaning after they passed away, did they vote? And that's
Chicago voting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. So when you start to hear people that say, "Oh, up here," as Tracy was on the show the other night, up in Horry County, there's a lot of weird, wacky stuff going up there. There's just there's some pockets what we start to see across the state. And so, hey, listen, I was kind of the same, very naive leading up to last couple of years where, hey, everything's secure. I gave everybody an opportunity to do, hey, let those state election commission folks do what they do, and
Sure.
the county board of elections and everything's legit. And I'm not trying to point fingers at people that are doing legitimately. There are people out there doing that. There are just some things that we have questions about. And the number one that Lori's going to be talking about is the voter registration logs. They need to be cleaned up. There's different types of electronic databases, and these are supposed to be cleaned up. And if they're not doing their job, again, if you or I were doing something and not being held accountable, so that's why these lawmakers are meeting. It's an
Well,
ad hoc committee, and they're
wasn't
going to.
someone that was in charge just recently resigned, right?
The executive director of the state election commission, Marcy Andino, has tendered her resignation effective the end of this year, calendar year, I believe. And again, I don't know, I don't have any more information other than that.
Yeah.
But I do believe, again, that the number one thing that we found, and again, Lori did an incredible job. She's worked with some other ladies. Did you realize that the Center for Technology and Civic Life, over $5 million flowed into South Carolina for the 2020 elections? Did you know that?
That's
It's dark money.
unbelievable.
Yeah. Funded. And we FOIA'd, so Freedom of Information access, right? Those requests. And we're starting to, that's what we're unearthing right now. So
big surprises.
I think there's some FOIA. It was like, why did somebody need to purchase a pickup truck with the money that was donated from Jeff Zuckerberg, from Zuckerberg and his wife that created this CTCL? And there's some anomalies there that we're looking at. And again, I always like to kind of big picture, take a look at it. And does it pass the smell test? Does this make sense, or connect the dots here? But, ultimately, these are the types of things that if there's something fishy, there's something going on, then that's not my decision. I'm not a legislature, and I'm not an investigator for SLED. Those are the people that have to get involved if there's something nefarious going on. But what we're doing as citizens, and I think, again, just like my wife is doing, is if you want to be involved and active, there's plenty to be involved and active about. You can sit on the sidelines and whine and complain and bitch and moan.
Right.
But you got to be active. And it's like we've talked about with the county council. You can get on Facebook or whatever social media and bitch and whine about it, but you gotta hold them accountable, and you got to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think more and more people are doing that. And so that's what's exciting. But yes, we'll be up there on Wednesday, or I'll be more as the supportive person, but she'll be the one testifying on me.
Well, good luck to you up there.
And a couple others as well.
You're going to do great. It's no problem.
We're just trying to do what's right. Listen, it doesn't matter whether it's you are for or against something, but in this instance here, folks, if we don't have election integrity, we don't have free, fair, and transparent elections. If any fraud was committed, I don't care, even the slightest bit, that's inappropriate. We live in a society where that's the fundamental freedom that we're able to express or use our voice to make sure that those elected officials are representing we the people. And I think,
well, let's identify and correct.
Yeah.
Let's identify and correct. That's what,
yeah.
And I think that your passion for the truth is commendable.
Yeah.
I mean, you're putting many, many hours of your retired life, both you and your wife, to find.
I don't believe in retirement. So, but no, I appreciate what you're saying. I think, again, it's just doing the right thing here. I've said this. I want to be on the right side of history.
Right.
And that to me is more important to legacy, because people that pay attention to what I'm doing, especially my own kids, they're saying, man, what is what this man is doing? Is it worthwhile? Right. And I'm hoping that people go, yeah, what he's doing is right. I'm not spinning my wheels doing something else that I could be. Maybe it's just enjoying life. But you know what? This is important. This is critical. We've got to get this right.
Right. Well, moving on, we got to just keep moving on down the road, towards the white light. That's all we can do.
Yeah.
Do the right thing. Report the right information. If there's nothing to hide, what's the issue?
Yeah.
I mean, we waste more money on the life cycle of a flea than we are on these audits. For
millions of dollars for these
millions of
private
dollars,
grants and
sure.
research for, there's a
You
flea,
know, the
flea
sexual-
fly this way at a 30
Right.
degree angle and this
Right.
during this way. Yeah, just crazy things. But no, this is, I really feel that as a nation, we've got to get back to limited government.
Yeah.
It's way overboard. It's gone overboard. And I say Reagan talked about this, and he's kind of one of my heroes, but the guy was right. It's not the government's responsibility. It's we, the people.
Sure.
And they're not going to solve all your problems. I'm certainly not going to solve your problems. I'm far from perfect, but God's in control. And I'm going to stick with that. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
We're all in. We're all in. Folks, it's the weekend. I want you
Yay.
to take care of each other a little bit. Let that guy in front of you, when you're out there on the road, give up that parking spot. Be kind to each other. It doesn't take much. It's easy to do, and it goes a long way. You don't know what that person in front of you is suffering from or with. So be kind, love each other a little bit. Now let's get together on Monday. We'll be back, 7 o'clock. Talk One Radio. I'm Al Flowers for Jeff Zapp. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on Monday.
As the day sets on another slice of heaven, we hope you've enjoyed the show. We look forward to you joining us again on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. live. We're never far away. Just call 843-800-1492 during the show and visit our website at www.talkoneradio.com to share your comments. We'll be back sooner than you know, so tell your friends and family to find their voice.